So we just had the final Smash Ultimate Direct, and if you watched my commentary video, you'll know that at the end I said that I was not going to do a discussion video on it. I turned off the recording, and it was about 4-5 seconds before I was just like, they announced a new adventure mode. Of course I'm going to talk about it. Of course I'm going to do a video on it. Why would I not? So I don't know why I said that. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff to talk about. So yeah, here we are. So the Grinch leak was fake. I tried not to pay attention to it. I did not look at the whole list of characters that it allegedly revealed. I tried to ignore it just in case it was real. Apparently, it was just yet another really convincing fake. And and then looking at the list, I'm like, really, choir kids? It was never going to be real. They're never going to make it in this. I don't know. Like, that's one of those characters. I feel like even the suggestion that they've come up at all, it's kind of more of like a joke or a misunderstanding than anything. Doesn't seem very likely. I don't know. But while that list in the quote unquote leak would have been cool, you know, Gino and Banjo-Kazooie and all that stuff. Yeah, that would have been great. At the same time, I'm kind of glad it was fake just because it's like, I don't want these kinds of things to even have the potential to be leaked, even though I think I heard that Incineroar might have been actually leaked. I'm not really sure, but yeah, like, I'm glad that no one just the whole final chunk of the roster just got blah out there. All the surprise was ruined, so I don't know. So reveals. It is definitely true that these final reveals were a little anticlimactic. Just each presentation before, you had these really big, huge, mega bombshell announcements, and so I think expectations were really high. And it's weird because before now they seem to have been really they had a real handle on just how to please the crowd, how to hype us all up as much as possible. So it was a little weird here where it's just like, oh, Cannon, Incineroar, and Piranha Plant. Just there was no real big final punch to the gut like I think a lot of us were expecting. It's not really a big deal because seriously, we've got so many people have said it before, they could stop now and it would already be so great. And I was one of those people. It would have been nice if there was more, but who really cares? I don't really have a lot to say about Ken and Incineroar. Ken seemed kind of inevitable, just like a really easy Echo inclusion. Sure. And then Incineroar, I don't know much about him. I haven't played the last few Pokemons, but seems like a Pokemon. Seems kind of like the obligatory Pokemon inclusion. I really do love all the little details that they added. All the silly little animations and the little gloats that he does every time he hits a guy. Like, that's funny. Like, it really does seem like they put a lot of just effort into just the look and feel of Incineroar in particular. So that was nice. Piranha Plant, obviously weird. And if they're gonna have like a kind of a final character reveal, it is at least fun that it was so out of left field. You know what I mean? No one expected this. They've built us up so much. Then all of a sudden here's a little guy who's just a regular Mario enemy, and like his final smash is Petey Piranha, but he's not Petey Piranha, he's a Piranha Plant. And it's weird because up until now, like at least a long time ago, I thought it would be cool to have more just regular Mario enemies like you get in Mario Kart, Mario Party, that kind of stuff. But I kind of lost hope that would ever happen because expectations just kept getting bigger and bigger. Characters were just bigger and bigger. It was always something bigger and more interesting, some huge crazy cameo that makes everyone jump up and down. Piranha Plant is just kinda small, but I kinda like that he's small because it's like he kind of tears down that expectation that every new fighter has to be this big huge thing. I like that they can be a little more creative, you know, like they apparently just wanted to do that. That's just a character they wanted to include. It wasn't just like, oh, like we won't be happy with anything unless it's Gino or Banjo or all these like fan favorite picks. I like, just a Piranha Plant. You know what? It leaves the door open for them doing more of just kind of what they want. More interesting stuff like that. Not every new fighter now has to be Cloud or King K. Rool or something, you know what I mean? And he just looked fun. He just looked really just funny and fun. I'm really looking forward to trying him out. Really strange that he's not in the main roster. That he's just kind of like, he's kind of DLC, but he's coming out soon enough that they're gonna give it to us for free for a little while, and then you gotta pay for it. Something like that. Just a little weird. I don't exactly know why they did it that way. It's like, it was just this last minute inclusion. They're like, okay, we're not doing Piranha Plant, so, but we don't have time to put him in the main game, so here he is, this kind of awkward little in-between. The final number for the character roster is 74. 74. Booting up the first Smash Bros. On the N64, you got 8 characters, you can unlock 4 for a total of 12. Now, I live in a world where Smash has 74 characters. At this rate, it will not be long until we have 100. It's just unbelievable. There's something for everyone, for every kind of play style, every kind of game you could like. It is an absurd number of fighters. So Spirits, this was another kind of weird way to reveal it, because we thought Spirits was going to be the adventure mode, but then they kind of reveal Spirits as just a feature of the game, and then later they reveal the adventure mode after we're already kind of disappointed about Spirits, so a little bit awkward there. But Spirits are really, really cool. And this is great, because like when he was like, oh, we're not doing trophies, I was pretty disappointed. But it's like, no, dude, like this is even better. This is trophies that sound like there's just a million of them. I can't remember how many he said. Just a lot of Spirits. And but you interact with them. They're a part of the game. There's actually like gameplay to it. It's not just a collection thing. And that's super duper cool. I'm still not 100%, even after watching it all again, I'm still not 100% certain how it works. There seems to be a lot to it in the ways that you unlock them and use them and stuff. But I love that. It's exactly like you said. It's a really cool way just to bring in other characters from all sorts of Nintendo games that couldn't make it as characters or even assist trophies, but they're there. And they're a lot like these stickers in Brawl, but it seems like it's been taken to the next level as far as like what they do and how they affect the game. And from my first impression, it sounds like it's going to be a really big casual play thing, because like, how would that not unbalance the game? If there's all these different things you can do, I mean, like, they spend so much time balancing all the characters and how they interact with one another that it's like, you throw in all these different spirits that can change all this different stuff, like that's gonna make things bonkers. That's gonna make things just wacky. But I'm really excited for it, because it's just some fun extra thing that you can do, more than just like getting a character, getting good with him. Now it's just like this whole entire system you can get into to make yourself stronger, and like, it's just cool. It's really, really, really cool. I'm not going to cover everything that happened in that direct. There's just too much to cover. It's just like all the other ones. It's just a ton of stuff, features, options, and it just still looks great. It just still looks so good. There's just so much every time. Here's more things you can do, more ways you can play, more things that make this clearly the best Smash ever, that you can tell just by looking at it before you even play it. A couple of specific things though. I do like buying stuff. Just collecting gold to buy stuff, especially because you got spirits, and you got music, and you got all this different stuff. I like it. Just something for a single player to do, something just to do and buy, and I don't know. It's totally dumb, but I like it. Then the other notable feature was adjusting the power of individual characters, because there's always been like a handicap option. And forgive me if I'm wrong about all this, but I'm pretty sure it's like before you handicap a player. A player is logged into the game or whatever, and you can make them stronger or weaker, whatever. But like this, it looked like they were just on the menu, just going around being like, this guy is stronger, this guy is weaker. And that is so cool, because it's like, you know, it's like house rules. It gives you more options for like, say everyone in one play group is just like, these 4 characters, use them, and they're totally unfair. But it's like, but those are my favorite characters, I want to use them. Yeah, but they're totally OP. At least we think that they're OP, or whatever. Now you can change that. Now, just like in the base experience of the game, you can just be like, nope, these guys are down, this guy's usually lame, he's up. It's just, I don't know, it's like everything. It's just more options to play exactly the way that you want. And it helps, you know, potentially bring back characters around for, you know, a person's friend set of characters to use that would have otherwise been left out because they were too strong or too weak or whatever. It's cool. Everyone thinks Jigglypuff is still the worst? Well, bump him up a few notches. All right, fine. Now you can use Jigglypuff. Bayonetta's still just like the most powerful being in the universe? Bring her down. Done. Now you can use her, and we won't call you names for doing it. So then he talked about DLC. This was obvious. You know, DLC was a big part of the Wii U version. It was obvious that they were going to do it here. And pricing is a little tiny bit high for my taste. I've said that before. I won't complain too much about it now. Just a little bit more than I would like. But it is cool that they're offering, you know, a couple dollar discount if you get like the season pass thing. The most important thing though is that DLC characters. It doesn't matter if your biggest pick didn't make it now. They could make it later, and just that's fun, that moving forward over the next year, in any Nintendo Direct or anything, we could still get some big, awesome, crazy new character reveal and a cool new trailer, and I just love that. That's just that. It's like, this game is like the gift that keeps on giving because of this. Call me a Nintendo shill for being just like totally excited to pay money for for DLC down the line, but hey, it's like you said, they haven't even really started on this yet. It's not like other companies where it's all planned. The DLC's basically done. They just kind of hold on to it for a month so they can release it to you later. No, like they're going to be just working on creating new stuff, and I don't know. That's really cool, and I'm really excited to see what they come up with. So, World of Light, huh? Here I was, super disappointed that Spirits didn't end up being the single-player mode. He wasn't even talking about single-player. I thought it was done. And then, no, we get this. We get this really, really rad CG cutscene of all the characters, and just like, oh, you saw it. The thing is exploding, and everyone's just getting vaporized. I just lost it when Snake was in the box, and he got vaporized too. It was just, oh, I could just gush about it for ages, but I won't. He did specifically say that story was less important than gameplay, so, like, going in, I don't expect much more than that opening cinematic, you know what I mean? I don't think it's going to be like Subspace Emissary where you get that kind of thing over and over. There's probably going to be, if there are any more, it'll be like one or two, maybe even just one at the end. It won't be a ton. And I'm okay with that because I've said I'm okay with like less ambitious than Subspace Emissary. I love that ambitious, but I understand it takes a lot of effort. I'm okay with something in between. I'm in fact happy we got anything like what we just saw at all. The fact that that alone exists is just like, oh, yes, that's some of that, like, Nintendo cinematic crossover magic that I'm always just craving. And if there is, like, less of that, whatever it ends up lacking in crossover cutscene craziness, it clearly makes up for in game, in just video game. Like, this mode looks so much deeper than I ever would have expected. Like, this is a whole game. This is a whole game within this game, you know what I mean? There's obviously a huge emphasis on spirits, on like getting them, and it looks like you free the individual characters, and then like we've seen bosses in different, other promotional materials, so it seemed like where the boss is gonna go, here they are, there are bosses to fight. A skill tree. A skill tree in a Smash game where you can up your like different types of moves. It's just like, and then the map is enormous. Like, this shows this little area, and then it kind of zooms out, and you're like, oh, it's a part of this bigger area, and then you're like, oh, the rest of it is covered with fog or smoke. Like, this game is really big. The map is huge. I don't know how fast you'll move through it. Maybe you can do the whole thing in like 3 or 4 hours. I'm really not sure, but at least like from what we've seen here, it looks really, really cool. It just looks so cool. It looks like so much to do, and that's what I wanted. This is what I wanted more than absolutely anything, was a good single-player adventure mode to tackle, and it's just, oh, it's everything I could have wanted. Like, beyond being, Subspace Emissary 2 with like tons and tons of cutscenes. Like, other than that, it's everything I could have wanted. It looks complex enough to be engaging. It looks like there's just so much to do. It's not just this little tacked on thing just to appease the adventure mode fans, which is what it kind of felt like it ended up being in Mario Tennis Aces. Sorry, bash Mario Tennis over and over again. But like, it's a good comparison. Like, that was just like, oh, this kind of just got people excited about the game because we gave it to them, but we didn't really give it to them. This is like, no. This right here. They're like, if we're gonna do an adventure mode again, we're doing an adventure mode again. Smash Ultimate already looked great. I did a whole entire video saying like, yeah, this really does look like the ultimate Smash Bros. But now, after World of Light, it is everything. It is actually everything. It is actually Ultimate now. They were just like, what could we give them? What could we give the fans? And they gave us everything. It's like, everybody's here, and everything is here. Everything you could ever want. After seeing World of Light, it is more true than ever that this is going to be the ultimate Smash Bros. And I tell you, December 7th can not come fast enough. It cannot come fast enough. But we do still have to wait for another month and 6 days or some stupid, dumb amount of time. Whatever. But thank you so much for watching. You are awesome, and I will catch you on the flippy floppy.